Welcome. Thank you so much for joining today. My name is Melissa, and I'm here to lead you through chair yoga. We will practice chair yoga together for 30 minutes today. So, just a reminder to listen to your body. If any of the stretches are not working for you, please skip them, come on out and modify. And the greatest thing about class is all you'll need is a chair. So, if your chair has wheels, you may want to put them in the lock position so you're not rolling around too much. Also, if you can adjust your seat, you may want to just take a peek down. Make sure that you have 90-degree angle on the legs so you can lift yourself up or lower yourself down if needed. So you have those nice angles for your body for proper alignment. The other fantastic thing about class is all of the stretches that we'll be working with, you can easily incorporate them into your workday. So if you're experiencing any distress in the hands or the shoulders or the neck, you can think back to the exercises we work with today and you can weave them into the day to offer some relief. Let's get started by scooting to the edge of your seat. We'll start with a little centering just to release the day so far to drop into the practice. As we scooch to the edge of the seat, that really helps us to elongate the spine. Sometimes when we're sitting in the back of our chair, we can round our back quite a bit. So this will just help to keep the spine straight, keep the heart open. And just simply closing the eyes here. And just giving yourself a moment to take a couple deep, full breaths in and out. And then seeing if you can create a bit of length on your in-breath and length on your out-breath. Maybe notice where you might be holding onto tension. And then try to let that go with each exhale. And then setting an intention for your practice. And intention could be anything. It might be that you want to relax a bit or you're holding tension in a particular area. So there's really no right and there's no wrong intention, whatever you see fit. Let's take a moment to gently drop the chin into the chest, lengthen the back of the neck. Let your right ear roll to the right shoulder. So we're just going to bring that into a little bit of a neck stretch here. And then coming back on through the center, chin to your chest. And let's bring that left ear to the left shoulder. And then back on through the center, chin to the chest. Begin to circle the head. Maybe find large circles, maybe find smaller circles. And then as you're circling here, just feeling tension melt away with each exhale. And begin to circle in the other direction. Maybe notice if it feels more natural to circle this way. It might feel a little unnatural to circle this way. Let's begin to take that movement into the torso. So begin to gently shift the weight around from side to side. And this is wonderful movement for getting into your low back. We'll get into our mid, into our upper back. And then also really good for getting into the sides of the body as well. So we'll find a bit of length and we'll find a bit of space here. And begin to circle in the other direction. So just reverse that movement. And maybe connect with your body here as you circle, as you draw your weight off to the right. Maybe feel your left sitting bone and feel your left leg lift up and lift off of the chair. Let's bring ourselves into stillness here. Nice full breath in. Hands will reach and stretch up. Let's take that right hand and reach for the left wrist. Full breath to lengthen and take your hands to the right. Try to create a little bit of a sensation like that right hand could pull your left hand to the right side of the room. And then we'll bring ourselves back on through to center. Nice deep full breath here to lengthen. Let's change up the grip here. So left hand reaches for right wrist and then releasing to the left when you're ready. And try to roll your right shoulder back and then left shoulder under. So try to sweep our heart right on up to the sky on this one. And back on through to center. Let's take our hands in line with our shoulders. Reach and stretch up with your right hand. Try to create a bit of slack on the left side. And then we'll change that up. Left hand rises, reaching and stretching up. And we'll go side to side here. So each time, really try to reach and stretch from the waist. See if you can find a bit more length. Really lengthen on in-breath, lengthen on out-breath. Imagine that you could create space. You have all of these little intercostal muscles between the ribs. Maybe you could imagine finding some space between the ribs, really giving those intercostal muscles a nice, good stretch. Gently releasing that one. Let's take our hands on down, letting your palms face up and letting your gaze float up. We're going to take our palms to touch and then the gaze will meet the hands. Palms face down. Let's take our gaze down, maybe gaze right down to the ground. Hands relax. Full breath in, palms face up, gaze looks up. Gaze down, palms down. And then let's just flow here with the breath. Try to lengthen your inhalation. Lengthen your exhalation. And also feeling tension melt away with each exhale. Letting your hands relax down. Let's begin to float our hands at the heart space. Chin to your chest. Let's do a round on the exhale. So really round your back body. Imagine creating space. And then coming forward, we're going to sweep those hands out in front and then open them up nice and wide. Create a back bend here. So really arch the back, press the heart forward. Let's bring our palms back to touch, chin to chest. We're going to sweep those arms into the heart space around your back body. Heart floats forward, shoulders relax back and down. Let's flow here with the breath. So try to lengthen on the in breath. Lengthen on the out breath. As you inhale, maybe relax your shoulders from the ears. So if you can create a little bit of space between the ears and the shoulders. Feel the shoulder blades moving down your back. And then on the exhale, really rounding through the back body, imagining creating space between the shoulder blades. Let's gently relax our hands down. We'll take a nice deep shoulder roll. So shoulders come up, back, and down. Now try to isolate that right shoulder. Let's take our right shoulder up to the ear. We'll create a nice large circle here and then relax on the exhale. Full breath in. Let's take our shoulder up, back, and down. And one more time. And release. Now left side, let's take that left shoulder up, back, and down. Full breath in, up, back, down. One more time here. Inhale and exhale. Great. Let's take one big circle together, both of those shoulders, and release. Now let's take our hands down towards the ground. We are going to create fists here, and then we're reaching and stretching out through our fingertips. So find your fist, reach and stretch through the fingertips, fist, reach and stretch out. Good, let's go 3 more times here. Arms will come up in line with our shoulders, arms out into a T position. Fist, reach and stretch out. Hands float right on up in line with your shoulders. Maybe feel your palms face one another. Find your fists, reach and stretch out. Letting your hands relax in line with your shoulders. Create your fists, reach and stretch out through the fingertips. Good. And we're going to relax our hands down. Now, taking your hands in line with your shoulders, begin to circle your wrists here. Reverse, flow in the other direction. So we're just going to work a little bit with our wrists today. Try to create a bit more mobility in the wrists. Take your hands up in line into T position, in line with shoulders and circle. So we think about it, our wrists do so much for us throughout our day. We're probably on the phone a lot, we're at the computer, always with our fingers using them, and we don't give our wrists, we don't give our fingers much attention. So let's circle in the other direction. So it'll be good to bring some circulation, get the blood flowing to the area, and that will really help to soothe any tension you're experiencing. Hands up in line with shoulders and circle. Also will be a nice opportunity to create a little bit more flexibility in the wrists and in the hands. Circle in the other direction. And as we increase that flexibility, it will also be good for building some strength as well. Hands will come out in line with your shoulders and circle. And reverse. And let it go, let's shake it out. So when we're doing our circling, sometimes the wrists and the neck will give a little bit of a noise, a little crack or a pop. A lot of times we see that's very normal, it's just a little bit of oxygen in the joints. But if there's ever any pain or discomfort or anything like that, then you can always seek out your physician, ask them what's going on for your body. Let's take our hands in line with our shoulders. We're just gonna relax our shoulders down. And let's take our shoulders to our ears. We're going to create some tension here, maybe create some fists in those hands, tension, so tense, tense, tense. And then try to relax your shoulders as best as you can. Shoulders come up, find that tension, tense, 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 and let it go. And let's go 3 more times here. Shoulders to the ears, find that tension. Release. 2 more times. Let it go. And let's go 1 more time here. Great. Letting your shoulders relax. Let's take our arms out into our T position, and we're going to circle the shoulders here a little bit. So finding these nice large circles. Now try to relax your shoulders from your ears. Might be easy if this feels a little challenging or if arms are feeling a little fatigued to crank those shoulders to the ears. So try to relax your shoulders with your exhale. Reverse, circle in the other direction. Good. Let's bring our hands right up in line with our shoulders, and we're going to circle here. So always so important to work with those shoulders, especially if we find that we're sitting a lot through the day. You know, the shoulders can get very tense. We can get a bit hunched over. So this is really great for creating some mobility and again, building that strength. Circle in the other direction. We'll just reverse that movement. Good. Now let's take our hands right out in front and we're going to circle a bit here, maybe fists, or maybe reach and stretch out through those fingertips, whichever you prefer. Reverse. Hands relax down and circle. I don't know about you, but my shoulders are a little fatigued, which is good. Shows me that I'm working some muscles that I forget about sometimes. So sometimes, yeah, we see these movements that look maybe a little simple, but it's not a movement we make every day. So then our body gets a little fatigued, or we've noticed that we're working some muscles we don't normally work, which is a really great thing. One of the best things about yoga. We're going to circle in the other direction here. Excellent. And let's release that. We're just going to shake that one out. Good. Now let's come up to stand. We'll try some standing poses. And to start, if you'd like, you can grab the back of your chair and we'll try a little bit of balancing here. So I'd love to work with an eagle pose. So for eagle, we take our right leg up and over. And you can either have your toes on the ground, your leg can be lifted. And you can also try to wrap your leg all the way around for a full wrap. Now hold on to that chair if you want, wall or any other surface is fantastic. If you want to build on that, arms can come out into T, right arm under, left arm over. Reach for opposite shoulders. Maybe press the backs of your hands together. And maybe arms will wrap and maybe the hands will wrap. Now, our trick with balancing is to find your drishti. So we want to find one spot to focus concentration, to focus awareness. And once you find that spot, not letting the eye shift at all. Let's unwrap the legs. We're going to sweep our arms up into prayer position. So a nice deep full breath in as you rise on up. Hands at the heart as you exhale. Now feel free to take your chair, send it to the other side if you need to. Left leg comes up and over, toes on the ground, leg lifted. Maybe try for the full wrap. Arms come up into our T position. Left arm under, right arm over. Wrap the arms up, backs of the hands come together. Maybe arms wrap and hands wrap. And imagine that you could grow roots from the bottom of your foot down into the mat. So we want to feel very grounded here in that right foot. Try to press through the inside, through the outside. And then noticing your body's natural tendency, if you tend to roll in or tend to roll to the outside of your foot. We will let that one go. We'll unwrap the legs. We'll sweep our arms on up to prayer and take your hands at your heart as you exhale. So let's stay with that movement. Hands to the sky, nice full breath in. Hands will come together and then hands float into the heart space. Full breath in. Let's reach up and stretch up and release. 3 more times here with your breath. Hands at the heart space. Now let's circle in the other direction. So we'll take fingertips up, arms will sweep out and around. Great. Let's bring our hands behind the body. So we'll try out yoga mudra for this one. So we'll have our hands behind us. So maybe you want to square your wrists off. And if you feel a bit more flexible, maybe try to take your palms to touch. And maybe imagine that you could squeeze a pencil between the shoulder blades. So really try to draw those shoulder blades in towards one another. Nice full breath here to lengthen. Come on down to fold and exhale if you'd like. Hinging at the hips, let your arms relax along your back, and you can also take your arms away from your back body. Try to relax the fronts of your shoulders. Just noticing if that helps you move a little deeper into the shoulder stretch. Hands can relax into your low back. Hands can float down towards the ground. We'll roll it up through the spine. We'll come up one vertebrae at a time. As you come up to stand, let's bring our shoulders up. We'll take them back and relax them down. Grab onto the back of your chair. So we're going to try a very sort of a forward fold / a down dog using the back of the chair. Having your hands right on the top of your chair, let's begin to walk it back a little bit. Try to stretch out as much as you can. So try to feel the weight moving back into your heels. Your toes are a bit light here. Almost create the sensation like the toes could lift from the ground. Feel your spine lengthen. Allow for a neutral gaze with the eyes. And we'll take this into a warrior 3 pose from here. So let's begin to bring that right leg up when you're ready. We'll try out our balancing warrior. Veer of adjustment tree. And in this one, imagine that you could create a T shape in your body. So we want to create this long line from our left heel to our left hip, and then right heel to right hip. And we're going to release that foot that's lifted. Let's get nice and grounded, and opposite leg will rise when you're ready. And on this one, try to find a neutral gaze down to the ground. So we don't want to be cranking our head at all. So a neutral gaze. Breathe in and breathe out. And release. Let's take our feet together. Then feet will come out nice and wide. We'll sweep arms side to side. Let's bring ourselves into empty coat sleeve stretch. And as you take empty coat sleeve, as you twist to the right, maybe feel your left heel lifting off of the ground. And as you twist to the other side, feel the opposite heel rising as well. And coming back on through into stillness here. Let's grab onto the chair. We'll work with the seat a little bit here. So I'd love to try out a pose called triangle using the chair. And the chair is such a fantastic prop. So what we'll do on this one is we're going to take our right foot forward, and then we'll hop our left foot back a bit. Now we want our front heel to be in line with our back arch, and we want our back foot to be straight with the back wall here. We'll take our arms out into a T position. Now imagine that there was an island in a kitchen and you're trying to stretch over it. So the island kind of hits you here, and then you can really extend over so we get this nice spinal stretch. And we really want to reach out through those right fingertips as well. So really reach and stretch forward as best as you can. Now, when you can't reach any further, let's take our hand down onto the seat. We'll bring that left hand to the sky, and we will land in Trikonasana. Now imagine your body in between 2 panes of glass on this one. So what I mean by that is we don't want to feel that this left shoulder is moving forward too much. Try to get that left shoulder to stack right over the right shoulder. And then same thing with our hips. We don't want that left hip to be shifted forward too much. We want to feel that that left hip is right over the right hip. And we just feel this very nice opening in the body. And it almost creates just like a sensation of a twist. I know we're not in a twist, but it's almost this kind of twisting open sensation with the top shoulder. Good. Now, if you want to build on this, you can. So one option would be to take your hand on your hip, and you could lift your left leg up if you'd like. You could try it a balancing pose. Now, if you're trying for the balance, have your left foot pointing off to the left side of the room. And we are, again, just trying to stack and open the hips and the shoulders as well. And really flex that left foot so that those left toes point to left. So we're just going to do our little reset back into our triangle pose. We can come on up, and we can just do a nice little reset at the top here. Give those legs a bit of a shake on out, shake out the wrists, and we can try that one on the other side. Bring your left foot forward. Right foot takes a big step back. Feet are nice and wide, front heel in line with back arch. Let's take arms up into T. Hips will go back, hands reach and stretch forward, hand comes down. Back on through to triangle. So this one gets its name because if you could see yourself, you'd create this large triangle through the legs and the ground. And then if we weren't using the chair, if we had our arm here on the leg, we'd also create a triangle shape through the arm, the leg, and the side body. Let's take a moment to build on that if you'd like to go there. So we'll bring a bit more weight into that left hand. We'll bring weight into our left foot. And we'll play with lifting that right leg up. So if it feels challenging, maybe just play with the idea of lifting the foot a little bit off the ground. And we'll find the drishti, we'll find that spot to focus on. And it might challenge the balance quite a bit, but you may want to take a peek down to your left foot and just make sure that your foot is straight. So we just don't want our toes to be turning in too much or turning out. We want to have a very nice alignment for our knee. Let's come on back. We'll try a little triangle setup and then we'll just do a reset back to stand. So right foot to left, and we can shake this one out a little bit. Great stretch. I love that one. Let's come on back to seated. We'll take a nice comfortable seated position here. Setting up just how we began. So scoot to the edge of your seat. Check in, 90-degree angle in the leg. Let's take 3 shoulder rolls. So take your shoulders up to the ears. Find that large circle. Relax on the exhale. Full breath in, shoulders up, back, and down. One more time. And release. Let's take our arms out and we're going to sweep our hands on up. Now this time, let's take our index and our thumb to touch and then gently relax your hands down. Full breath in, hands reach and stretch up. And release. Let's go 3 more times here. Hands relax down. Maybe bring your hands right onto your legs. Let's take one last shoulder roll here. Shoulders up, back, and down. Take a moment to close your eyes. And in this moment, just maybe notice where you might be holding tension. And then with your exhale, try to let that tension go. Also gently bring your awareness to the breath as it flows in and flows out through your nose. Lengthening inhale, lengthening exhale. Also take a moment to notice how you feel. Feel your mind relaxed, calm at ease. Feel your body aligned and balanced. And just noticing the effects of chair yoga, meditation on your mind and on your body. Eyes gently open when you're ready. Thank you so much for joining today. I hope you're feeling a bit better, a little bit more relaxed, body feeling a little bit more better, more at ease. Have a fantastic day, and I look forward to seeing you next time.